Well, hi there. How's it going? It's really, really late on the West Coast and really, really early on the East Coast. On Thursday, August 25th, 2022, we're going to talk about stocks and we're going to talk about companies. And this is the kind of video that I like to do. And I'm going to do it in a lower voice because there's like a lot of people sleeping and I don't want to be too loud and wake everybody up. But I do want to do a video about a company and a discussion that I want to have, and I want to talk about this stocks assessment file, and people a lot of times will call things that I do the algorithm. So I have people referring to this as I guess the stock algorithm, but it's not really the stock algorithm. This is just me reviewing stocks and leaving notes and putting quarterly target prices on things. So this is a human being, doing analyst work. It's not really an algorithm, except that it does do things like show you what the best deal is according to my logic about what a company's target price is and what the current price is. So we can talk about all that, but I actually want to make this video pretty much about Microsoft. And the reason why I want to do that is that uh, as we go through all of the companies that you could possibly look at, I really have checked out every ticker symbol that I've ever heard of or can, type in here and check. I've checked them, but there's a lot I haven't checked because they just keep coming in and out of the system. But the point is you have to go through all of them. And I have this thing called a last review date. And the last review date is the last time that I dug down and looked into the financials of the stock and maybe checked out the news or any reason that I really reviewed something. Well, the list is hundreds and hundreds. It's 1,400 companies long, and there's thousands. There's actually over 3,000 that are on the NASDAQ and the NYSE if you try to go through all of them. So you can't really go through all of them all the time, but you can certainly go through big names. And it's important to do this and keep it current so that you can get your target prices current. And one of the reasons I like doing these videos, talking about stocks and talking about companies and talking about global implications of things, I really enjoy discussing it and the financial aspect of it and just the theory about it. Well, we can talk about what's happening one company at a time and do a video about one company at a time for that will be sort of evergreen, but also the video will also provide a nice snapshot in time about what we thought about something. So we're going to talk about Microsoft, and they're, I guess, the 11th company on the list right now in terms of companies that I would invest in. And I put their target price right at 275, and I'm going to explain why. So they're not here on this list of top 10. What I have on this one sheet of the top 10 stocks in order is this is automatically connected to our companies sheet. So whenever we sort our companies by the best deal, which is percent of target price right here, whenever we basically sort this in the best available prices for companies that I have right now, you get this. But I want to override that right now because I want to talk about Microsoft in this video. So they're 11th on the list, and that's because I don't know what to do with their target price. And I'll explain why. So the thing about Microsoft and the note that I have in here about them is that I said they're great at maintaining, waiting for a new Microsoft idea to take off. I'd like to see the HoloLens do something cool. Okay, so what I'm saying here is that everybody still kind of needs Microsoft. Like I am still programming a lot of the work that I do in Microsoft Excel. I haven't completely migrated to Google Sheets or something, but I have migrated to Google Sheets or another source for some of my work. So I feel like Microsoft isn't leading anymore in the new front of things. I feel like we're very happy with a lot of their products, but I don't look at Microsoft when I think about the next craziest idea. I look at Tesla, for the next craziest idea. I don't look at Microsoft, right? Well, after reviewing their financials, which is what I did today, and really seeing the power of their financials, and then also looking at the breakdown here of what we have, because this is important to review as well. which is we have a color coded list of some very important factors about the company. And it helps us understand a little bit about the company, its positioning, and its size. For example, you see this market cap number right here? This number being really, really green at $2 trillion. They have a $2 trillion market cap. And the only thing that's even close to that is Google's or Google Alphabet's 1.5 billion essentially, or trillion, 1.5 trillion, right? They dwarf in color and in comparison to the market caps of the other companies on this list, even though we have a Tesla, which is only at 310 billion, which is another reason why I want to have Tesla actually number one on this list. I still have to have them at number one because they should be. So even though their quarterly target is 1,000, it's really 1,100. You could say that. And let's see what happens then. They move up to number two, right behind Moderna. I guess I could lower Moderna to 175, given that they've been getting hit hard. Let's call it 178. Let's call it 181. No, let's call it 170. There we go. 175. Hold on a sec. What's 174? Let's see who's on top. That's still there. No, Tesla's not number one. Okay. I like this order now. All right. And we're gonna put Microsoft right here for now. Because it's still a video about Microsoft. Now, the point is why I did that is, well, you can see that there looks like there's some 150-day trend in Microsoft that's reasonable. And I say that because you see how they're just kind of flatlining where they were a year ago, right? And there are ups and downs in the market, but their financials are so phenomenal and their market cap's so big because they are still entrenched in everything. And that's why my comment and what this video is actually about, however many minutes we're into this thing, is actually about this, which is the last part of my comment, which is I said I'd like to see the HoloLens do something cool. So, all right, a new product, a new thing, um, is does not happen all the time. Like Steve Jobs didn't come up with the iPhone every 2 years. Like that was a huge undertaking. It was an amazing switch, a smartphone revolution essentially brought on by Steve Jobs, which is not even Microsoft, it's a different company. But the point is that idea and what it did was a profound idea. Well, I have seen the HoloLens. I've seen examples of the HoloLens. This is years ago, which is just like you were wearing a headset and it was augmenting reality for you and doing stuff. I would love to wear some glasses that are acting as what my phone does most of the time. Screw the smart watch. I don't want a smart watch. I want smart goggles. I want smart glasses because you can record your surroundings. I mean, just like think about all your crazy movies, your Terminators, whatever. There's like a computer running through a bunch of things on the screen. You can direct it probably with your eyes and not even have to talk to it. There's a lot of ways you could probably communicate with this screen over your really super high tech goggles. This is a product that I would be super interested in because one, I'm blind, not actually, but close. And it'd be nice to have augmented sight. It'd be nice to be able to protect your eyes against UVB and UV rays and stuff, because we know that's harmful and causes cataracts and things like. There's a lot of reasons to protect your eyes and also augment their abilities and augment your senses. So when I think about potential, I think about, well, there's a company like Microsoft that's got the money that I'm sure is still looking for ideas. They have a HoloLens thing that they developed. Tweaking and making that kind of stuff better is what would bring a different demo into Microsoft. Like if Microsoft became the augmented eye company on top of being Microsoft, all of a sudden people look at them a little differently and be like, wow, where'd that come from? So, I mean, Satish Nadella or whatever might get a phone call. He's the head of Microsoft, right? Is he CEO? I don't know. Somebody is. I've talked to people at Microsoft before. They're nice. They like to have people use ideas about software and technology to the benefit of everyone. And so I need to see them do something like that for their stock to move a lot. So this entire conversation about what's going to happen with this company is actually fundamentally based on, well, what do I want to do with their target price here? Like, do I want to tell you to buy them because I think they're going to go up? Do I want to tell you to not buy them because I think they're going to go down, and why? And the answer is I think they're going to be steady until they pull something like I just said and have a crazy HoloLens idea that's super cool that people want to buy. Are they ever going to do that? Probably, because they're still going to be around here forever. Because if you look at their books, they're unbelievable. So, and they're entrenched in government contracting and all kinds of stuff that is more permanent in nature. You can't just take everybody off of a Microsoft operating system all of a sudden. That ain't going to happen. That takes a lot of time. So I think that there's no reason for them to go anywhere, but there's got to be a reason for them to go up to sustain something above this. So I'm waiting for that kind of news, and I don't know if it's going to happen. So that's why I put them right where they are. So when we look at every company in order right now, and we are so not done, I have only gone through, I think, like less than 1% of the companies that I need to go through to get this right and accurate. Microsoft is not in the top 10 right now, but leave it open to interpretation if they come out with a cool HoloLens idea. That's better. So I'm going to keep going through the companies, and that's kind of an explanation of the level of detail and thought that I like to put into companies that certainly could or could not be on this list. When we start getting down to stuff that I don't care about, stuff that says stay away, like things are gonna start getting deleted. Now, International Paper Company, for example, great. I mean, we'll end on this, and I'm not going to talk long, but paper in general, I think, is kind of ridiculous now. I think that everything should be electronic and paper should go away. Well, I haven't looked at their financials, but just in theory alone, I don't I don't think that cutting down trees so that we can write with um, paper with pencils that are not made of lead, they're made of something else, graphite, I think. That we can write with graphite pencils on papers and hand them around and have Trump hide them in Mar-a-Lago. I don't think that we should be doing that in terms of what we do with our trees. Our trees are more valuable than becoming paper. So this company I would never invest in. So they actually just get deleted right off the list. And part of the process of updating everything is going to involve deleting a lot of companies off the list. And I'm going to usually do more detail than just saying I don't like paper. But when it comes to things like oil and stuff like that, or companies that don't have are not recorded on the market anymore because something happened to them, like Discovery apparently, just zoink, you just can take them right off. So anyway, that is the review. That's a review of Microsoft, and I'll continue to go through this list, and this is a publicly accessible file, and you'll see that this is going to get a lot shorter off Facebook, right? It's not on here. So I'm supposed to replace this with Meta, right? Do I have to replace their name too? No, I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it as Facebook because I want people to remember that that's what they are, as much as they try to run from that. I'm going to leave their name in here. Let's review. No. I hate them. They should they should lose. Yes, they should. Ignore is a good one. That's funny. So we haven't looked at their financials though. I hate them, but I will look at their books. All right. I'll do that. All right, guys. Need to review. Anywho, all right, guys. That's the update, but that's the kind of really that's why I might could do a video about Facebook now, but I just did a video about Microsoft. It's kind of like that's the level of detail that bare minimum you need to do if you kind of want to make an assessment of this. So yeah, we watch them, we watch and wait. All right. Good luck. May all your trades be winning.